Carolina and Company Live is sponsored by the businesses, organizations, and groups featured in this program. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect that of WPDE ABC 15, WWMB CW21, or its employees.
You're watching Carolina and Company Live. Your source for fun, entertainment, and events. With your hosts, Cecil Chandler and Amanda Sellers. If it's happening in the area, it's on Carolina and Company Live.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to Carolina and Company Live. It is a Friday, and Amanda's off because she's getting married tomorrow. But we've got a great show lined for today, some fun stuff. We're going to talk about a lot of cool things happening in the area. So if you want to know what's going on, you got to watch this show. But first off, let's check on that weather to find out what's happening.
All right, feels like a morning still across much of Darlington, Bennettsville, Laurinburg, where the 40s continue to exist. I told you out through Hartsville, Cheraw, Laurinburg, I figured those locations would struggle to reach 50. Sure enough, they are struggling, even Manning sitting at 46. The warm spots still along the Grand Strand in those 60s. We are approaching the 70-degree highs that I anticipated many of the beach locations to see. Here's the reason why. That narrow corridor of yellow, orange, and red is the warm front now lifting to the north, and that warm front allowing warmer air at the actual coastline. The cold front, though, is the demarcation line of where that colder air, that northwest wind, continues to pull in, and a northeast wind out ahead of the warm front. That's why the PD actually much cooler than the Grand Strand. This upper level low will continue to keep not only upper level, but also lower level low as well. We'll continue to keep a big separation in our temperatures. We should reach 51 out there in Cheraw, 52 in Hartsville, 54 Darlington. Meanwhile, 72 in Georgetown, 71 Myrtle Beach, 68 in Conway. There will be a very narrow corridor of temperatures in the 60s. Where that sets up right now, I believe, from a line of King Street up through Whiteville. But again, this narrow corridor could easily shift, so do not be surprised if you don't actually reach your maximum potential temperatures. Today, a little bit of instability is expected along the coastline. That should allow for a few thunderstorms later on this afternoon. Right now, some patchy light rain across much of the region from North Myrtle Beach. Now starting to see a little bit of a break, but a secondary batch of rainfall just south through the 501 corridor, SC 31 and SC 544, back out through Florence and Darlington. 95 I-20 junction still dealing with that lighter rainfall at this hour. Our high-resolution futurecast continues to suggest that we will see some of those thunderstorms primarily between the 5 and 10 p.m. hour, but then the rain finally wrapping up through 2 a.m. tonight. The big thing is going to be those winds really ramping up from 7 p.m. through midnight. You will hear those breezes going through the overnight hours. Saturday will be dry, the clouds sticking around. Sunday will be sunny, and then the temperatures warming back up by next week. Cecil?
All right, thanks, Zach. Great job on Saturday. It's going to be cloudy, but I've got to tell you about a big car show we got coming up Saturday. Ooh, boy, we talk about it's the big Halloween car show. The event will be held at the Surfside Pier in Surfside Beach. The registration starts about 9 a.m. The show runs from 10 until 3. There was a $20 registration fee with the money going to our charities, of course, and there'll be over 40 trophies handed out. The show is open to all trucks and cars, and if you have a vehicle you want to show it off, bring it on down. They're asking you to bring some candy, too, that we can give to the kids, because there'll be a lot of kids trick-or-treating. It's going to be a lot of fun for the kids and for the adults. We hope to see you tomorrow right there in Surfside. All right, let's find out a little bit about today before we get started. Today is Friday, October 26th, and this is Horseless Carriage Day, and it's also Save the Money Day. Save your money. I'm saving it. All right, birthdays today, 1945, Jacqueline Smith. You remember her, 73 years old. She played Kelly on TV's Charlie's Angels. Before acting, she was a ballet dancer. 1946, Pat Sajak. He's a little short guy, but he's a nice guy. I met him one time, did some interviews with him. He's 72 years old, the Wheel of Fortune for over 20 years with North Myrtle Beach star Vanna White. And before TV, a radio newsman in Chicago. 1967, Keith Urban. He's 51 years old, Grammy Award-winning country singer, and he can play the mandolin, the sitar, the banjo, piano, and bass guitar. Very talented person. All right, today in history, let's go back to 1970. Elton John's Your Song was released in the U.S. And in 1971, Al Green's Tired of Being Alone, his first hit, went gold. All right, listen to this. This is something that I didn't know about from the Know-It-All department. All right, one of the inspiration for Ian Fleming's character, James Bond, was Dusan Poffa. Now, he was a double agent that handed J. Edgar Hoover the plans for the Pearl Harbor attack. However, Hoover didn't trust the double agent and did not pass on the information about the planned attack on Pearl Harbor. Wow. That's from the Know-It-All department today, where you learn something all the time. We got a great show lined up, some fun stuff. Sit back, relax, because we'll be right back.
It's funny, it's crazy, and you never know what Cecil or Amanda are going to say or do.
Hollywood!
It's Carolina and Company live weekdays on ABC 15. A fun show that makes you laugh and makes you feel good about where you live. If you just moved to the area, Carolina and Company Live is the show you need to watch. You'll find out about everything going on along the Grand Strand, PD, and Border Belt. Check it out weekdays at noon on WPDE ABC 15.
And welcome back, everybody, to Carolina and Company Live. All right, coming up next weekend, the powwow is going to be over near Conway at the Tribal Grounds. And Ronnie's with me now to talk about the annual powwow. This has been going on for a long time, Ronnie.
Yes, sir. Been since '93 or somewhere along in there, I think.
We started up. All right, now we're looking at some of the stuff here that, you know, the Native Americans, they made all this stuff.
Yes, sir.
All right, now did you make this stuff to show, or how do you do it?
Yeah, I made every bit of this stuff.
All
yes.
of this stuff?
Yeah.
All right, you got beads. Let's just see here. I'm going to see if I can hold one of these up. You got beads, and you've got, now what is this? I don't understand what this is. This is something here that's a little different. I don't understand that. What is that?
That's pine sap glue, and right here, if you look, there's some of the raw amber.
Uh-huh.
Or not amber, but the sap and all, and you cook it down in a little container, mix it with a little bit of ground up charcoal, and make a waterproof pitch, a glue.
Oh, a glue.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right. Now, what do you use this for?
That's just baskets. You know, we use baskets, containers of all sorts today to carry things that we need and keep things where we want them and out of reach sometimes of animals and just carry things we need.
All right, now we got arrows. You make a lot of these different arrows, and these were the original. These are real.
That's got the real sinew,
yeah.
And sinew is the animal's tendons that came off of a deer's back strap. There's one that came off of his toes. You can start seeing all the fibers separate out.
Right.
And then by cording it together, you can make one of the strongest natural fibers on the planet out of sinew.
Wow. All right, now let's talk a little bit about the powwow. It starts next week,
yes,
next
sir.
weekend.
The 3rd and 4th, yes,
right.
sir.
What all can they see? People can see.
We'll have traditional dancing, some of the foods, and we demonstrate archery, the primitive hunting techniques, traps, blowguns, a lot of regalia. You can get to see how things are made and stuff. Some beautiful handmade jewelry out there. That's where I get a lot of my Christmas presents from each year, because some of the pretty authentic things that are out there. And
now, what's so cool about this thing is it's very educational for kids. I mean, y'all got a lot of schools that come out there.
Yes, sir. We do school days on Thursday and Friday. If you haven't registered, there may still be some openings if you're a homeschool or something like that, but you need to contact the tribe to make sure about that. But the gates normally open up about 11 o'clock each day. If you get there a little early, though, we don't turn you away. We do allow camping as well, so if somebody wanted to come camp, we've got camping, primitive camping areas and some RV sites, but everything. So it's a nice family atmosphere and just a great way to get back to where we all came from.
Now tell them what the sign says when you're coming out of Conway.
It'll say welcome on Indian People Tribal Grounds, I think. And it's 591 Blue Water Road behind Ainer High School.
All right. Ronnie, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Ronnie gave me one of these a long time ago and I still have it. All right. Check it out next weekend, the powwow. We got more coming up. Stay with us. And welcome back, everybody. It's a Friday. Now, we got something big going on at the Georgetown County Airport. And Jim's with us to talk about it because vintage airplanes, World War II planes, all kinds of neat stuff.
Absolutely.
When's all this coming up?
29th, 30th, and 31st, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week.
Now, what all are you going to have there, Jim?
B-17, 909, B-24 Witchcraft, and a P-51D, one of the best in the world.
That is so neat. And I mean, having these vintage planes, because, see, a lot of people can relate to it. All right, we're looking at some stuff here. That's a
B-24 on the bottom there above the 51.
Yeah.
And then the 17. That's the 51D. That's the award winner at Oshkosh 2 years ago as the best in the world.
Now, people get these planes and they rebuild them.
Oh, absolutely.
To the perfect condition of when it was World War II and the other vintages.
Correct. And then they fly them around the country touring them.
And they, you know, people say, do they fly them or what? They fly them. They don't tow them in.
Oh, Lord, no, they fly them in.
Well, I was watching on news the other day. Did you see where the vintage plane crashed on the runway
out in California?
Yeah, out in California.
Yes,
but you know, it's so neat to see this. Now, this will be open. Kids can come. This is very entertaining for kids too to learn.
Absolutely, it's a learning experience. World War II is condensed down to 2 pages in the history books. These people bring it to life. The Collins Foundation.
Now, are we looking at? Are some of these people? Some of these people actually take part in the war or knew about it? I had a lot to do with it. Some of them. Are they just collectors?
Just collectors. It's an educational foundation. That's their main purpose, to educate the public.
All right, now it starts when?
Starts Monday at 12 o'clock. Around 12 o'clock they're going to be coming in.
And it goes when? How many days?
3 days. They'll depart on Wednesday at noon.
All right, so if you want to see some vintage planes, some World War II airplanes, all these neat things you see sometimes talking about it, you'll be able to see it at the Georgetown County Airport. And you're located out on?
Out on 17 South, just south of the city of Georgetown, 129 Airport Road.
That's on the way like to Charleston.
Correct.
That's it.
Yes.
Jim, thanks for being with us, buddy. We
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
sir.
I know you're going to have a big crowd out there.
Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot. All right. We got a lot more coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back, everybody, to Carolina and Company Live. We love to have authors on the show, and Chuck's been on the show with us before. He's from Conway, and he's written his third book. This one is Keeping a Good Man Down. And Chuck, we've got, let's see, 2 other books that you did before that. What were the other books you did?
This one is the second time around. That's the first one.
Right.
And
okay.
it's a series, of course.
Oh, series, okay.
This is the second one. It's Bouncing Back Up, the sequel to that one, and then the one in the middle is Keeping a Good Man Down.
Keeping a Good Man Down. All right, now how did you come up with this Keeping a Good Man Down? Where did this come from?
Once you get into the story, you understand that men are not all dogs. Okay.
I've been told that.
But what happens is the story leads you to an understanding of how men are experienced, or their experience in a committed relationship. So the third book, which is Keeping a Good Man Down, actually highlights just what happens in a relationship when a man is not particularly looked at as an integral part of the
Oh, I understand. Now, how long did it take you to write this third book?
The third book, probably about 5 or 6 months.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I was okay with that.
Now, when it comes to writing your first book, how long did it take you?
Oh, that was about 5 years.
It gets a little easier when you get going.
Yeah, it does. The story was already, on its way. And after this first book, I knew it was going to be a trilogy. So once I started going through the second book, and the story kind of took on a life of its own, and then the third book was rather
All right,
easy.
now a lot of people ask, does anybody of these characters in the book, do they relate to anybody you know? Have you used them in your life?
Yeah, they do. The personalities of the characters take on people I know.
Yeah.
As a writer, you have to write to your experiences, of course,
Right.
but the people themselves, this is all fiction. The personalities represent people that I've known in my life and things of that nature, but no, the book is fiction.
All right, where can we find them?
You can find them on any of the online stores, Barnes & Noble, Amazon. If you go to my website, which is chuckdozier.com,
okay,
you can find all that information.
All right, thanks, Chuck. Appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
All right, we got more coming up. Stay with us. We're talking about a zombie walk next. All right, stay with us. And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. All right, now, how would you like to take part in a zombie run? I said walk, but you can walk also. SOS Healthcare in Coastal Carolina is set for Sunday, October 28th. Now, Jamie, let's talk about this zombie run. What's that all about?
So this is a really fun partnership between SOS Healthcare and CCU, particularly their leadership program. We work with their students in our Friday nights program, and they intern and create activities for our kids with autism. And so part of the zombie run is actually a fundraiser for that Friday nights program. And then they're also putting on, right before the zombie run, a fall festival for kids with a lot of different activities, including making slime, decorating your own treat bag, trick-or-treating. We have probably about 20 different activities for the kids.
Well, that's great. All right.
beforehand.
Let's talk about SOS Help a little bit. Let's talk about that. What all y'all do.
So we are a nonprofit for children and adults with autism and intellectual disabilities. And we are actually going on, next year will be our 30th year serving locals in the community.
30, that's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy, but it's really good. You know, we've brought into about 14 different programs all throughout Horry County, and we actually serve other counties as well. And the one that this fundraiser is for is our Friday Nights program, which is a social and recreation program that also provides a respite for parents.
All right, now there's a website you can find out more about it and everything. Now the zombie, are people going to be dressed up like zombies? What's the deal here?
Oh, and costumes are totally encouraged.
Yeah.
So it's a little over a mile, so it's not, you know, anything strenuous. You can walk, you can run, you can crawl if you want to. And it's just a fun run to raise funds.
All right, now
for the
what does it
program.
cost to enter the...
So if you register early, it's $10, and you can find the link on our Facebook page. And then if you register the day of, it's $15.
$15, but all goes to a great cause.
Yes, all the
Oh, we
proceeds go to
appreciate
SOS.
it. Now, I wish you a lot of luck on the zombie run.
Thank
Walk or crawl.
Yes.
You dress up like a zombie?
No, I will be working in the Fall Festival with the kids.
All right, all right. Fall Festival follows right after. Tell them where that's at.
The Fall Festival is right before, from 4:30 to 6 at the track at CCU.
All right. Jamie, thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, more coming up. Chocolate Day is coming up. We're going to be celebrating it today. We'll be right back. And hello, everybody. Welcome back. We're talking about National Chocolate Day is coming up on October 28th, but we're celebrating it today with Pawleys Island. Max Gore's with us now, and this man has brought all kinds of chocolate.
Lots of taste treats today
You got
for
it.
National Chocolate Day. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, let's start. We're going to start showing what we got here because we got a lot to show today.
All right.
All right, what we got there, Max?
These are little chocolate petit fours, a German chocolate petit four, a double chocolate, and these are also chocolate ganache with hazelnut squares.
Woo! All right, let's go back here.
This is one of the big favorites at the store. This is a chocolate cream pie with white chocolate and dark chocolate curls topped with whipped cream. Sells great, lovely.
Wow. Okay, now let's go up here. This looks a little unusual. Now, this has got a lot of chocolate in it, you were telling me.
This one here is called a chocolate quadrato. It's got 4 types of chocolate, layers of chocolate sponge cake with layers of chocolate in the center, dusted with dark chocolate, cocoa powder. Very tasty, not overly sweet.
Now, back here, All right, what is this?
We've been doing cake shots now at the store, and this is chocolate mousse layered with lemon and coconut and chocolate, and it's in 3 layers, as you can see. Very tasty.
That is so cool. That is so cool. All right, going back here. All right, we got
one of our staples at the store is a double chocolate chunk cookie. Every kid likes that. It's so good, even the grown-up kids.
All right, next door. What do we got
here?
These are
baby cheesecakes, and these are chocolate espresso cheesecake topped with a little espresso bean. Very nice. Makes a nice little appetizer if you're doing a little something for entertaining.
All right, now the old chocolate donuts.
Classic chocolate dipped donuts. We use a dark chocolate ganache. We have a cake donut and a yeast raised donut. We sell lots of them at the store in the mornings.
All right, over here.
Very decadent eclair. Dark chocolate custard filling with a dark chocolate icing piped on top. Very pretty.
All right, and back here, the final.
This is our pièce de résistance. This is a dark chocolate ganache cake filled with dark chocolate ganache, topped with chocolate ganache, and a chocolate ganache rose.
Wow. All right, Max. Tell them where you're located.
We're at Pawleys Island Bakery. We're at the corner of 17 and the North Causeway in Pawleys Island, right downtown.
Right near the stoplight when you go through. Well, Max, we appreciate you bringing and help us celebrate.
Well, I'm very grateful for the opportunity, and thank you for letting me celebrate with you, Cecil.
In just a few minutes, all the news people will be in here to grab this stuff.
Absolutely, as they should. I always bring extras for this
I know you do.
For everyone here.
All right, we got more coming up. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Carolina and Company Live. We've had a great time today. Thank you so much for joining us. Don't forget, tell one person if they just moved into the area, if they want to know what's going on, to watch this show, and we'll let them know that everything that's happening in the PD, North Carolina, and along the Grand Strand. That's what it's all about here. And he goes, okay, you never know what's going to happen on this show. Somebody's trying to take a coffee cup. All right, we appreciate you watching. Everybody have a great weekend. Amanda's getting married tomorrow, and I'll have some pictures hopefully Monday to show everybody. Thanks so much. See you later.
Carolina and Company Live is sponsored by the businesses, organizations, and groups featured in this program. The views and opinions expressed do not necessarily reflect that of WPDE ABC 15, WWMB CW 21, or its employees.